In this video, we'll have a look to the camera settings here. So let's come back into the layout in like the default here, the default layout workspace. And here we will just go there and have a look to the camera object. So into the camera object, you have a few options that can be very interesting. So the first one is the focal length here. So if you know a little photography, you will not be lost with the settings, but here you can change a few things if needed. Before the focal length, we can play with the perspective or orthographic. Orthographic removes any perspective like we did see. So in the local view here, in the 3D view, you can do the same by using the numpad 5. You will have perspective here, okay? And with numpad 5 again, you will have orthographic. So all the lines are totally parallel and there is no perspective again. So if I come back here into my camera setting, by default it's perspective. And you can play with this perspective, let's say strength, with the focal length, okay? You can see that here we have this kind of lines, okay? So not parallel, but let's say the dot will be around here, like this, then they can cross each other like that, okay? And all the lines will come to that point, let's say. So this is the perspective and how to see it. If the perspective is stronger, like if you put a focal length of 10, okay, you will have really something that is more strong. The angle will be bigger here, okay? And if you put maybe, I don't know, 150, the lines will not be totally parallel, but almost, okay? And more you add here, more you are near the orthographic mode. The orthographic mode, you can play with the scale to see it more, okay, but it's totally parallel here. If you come back to perspective here and play with the focal length, it's a little like play with the zoom, okay? So be careful. If you zoom too much, you almost not have any perspective, and if you dezoom too much, you have too much perspective. So for jewels, usually between let's say 30 millimeters and 80 millimeters, it's good as focal length, like that. So let's take 40, okay? To zoom in and zoom out into that, you can just go there and zoom in, but be careful, it will increase the focal length. So you can zoom in and zoom out by moving the camera, and for that I recommend you to remove any rotation of the studio itself. So we'll make Alt R to put it back in the original rotation of this. Be careful, sometimes when you zoom in and zoom out like that, it will appear that you will have the corners here like this. So just go there into here the background and make SX like this. It will take everything like that. Okay, perfect. So yeah, if you want to zoom in and zoom out without and to keep here the focal length the same number, so you can do it by going into view here, camera to view, and just zoom in exactly the same like if you use the 3D view, the normal 3D view mode, and just remove the camera to view, and now it should be okay, as you can see. So now I make Ctrl Z and come back here. So now let's play with the, I will put maybe something bigger like that, okay? And let's go into the other camera options. So into the other camera options, if I scale my camera down, okay, just to make it a little object like that, I cannot really see where it will go, where the direction will be. So something that can be good here is to go into viewport display and not viewport display, into the safe area, no background, yeah, it's in viewport display, show limits, it's here. And now you can see where the camera takes the limit, so it cannot go after this point. If you want to increase that, you have to increase the end like that, okay, and increase the end. So until here it's okay for us, it with the clip start and end. Anyway, it's not that important for our purpose. It's here the sensor that is important. When you use depth of field, you will have a sensor that is by default at 10 millimeter, but if you increase that, you will see this little cross that is here that will move, okay? So what is it for? I will just focus on the object that I want. I can use this, or I can put the distance that I want. And what it will make? It will make a depth of field, and really to focus on one object and show something really photographic. It can be really useful. So what we will do for that, we will just maybe change the camera, the studio orientations by make ASE like that, and maybe we'll add another finish rings, like maybe, who knows, like that one maybe. Let's go for that. Okay, and I will put it here. Just I will keep everything like that. Just remove the instance. I will remove all the locations here, like this, it's in the center, and I will manage it to be a little there. Like this we can see what is blurry and what is not blurry. And let's say I will do that another time to have another object in my viewport, and maybe I will take that one for this example. Let's take this one, okay. Put everything at 0, okay, good. And now we can select what we want here. So yeah, be careful to not go into to put everything into the right collection. Like that it will be easier to manage. So now I can select the gems and this one, and it should follow, yeah, just by doing this. Okay, good. And now look, you have something with 3 objects here. I will play with the focal length to dezoom a little, just like that. And now if I go into rendered view, everything is sharp and nothing is happening. I put a right metal here, maybe a cold white, just like that. Okay, perfect. So, and nothing should appear into this. Maybe a little gem diamond to have something cleaner. Okay, good. And now I would like to focus only on that one and to make the others blurry with the depth of field option. So to enable that, you enable depth of field and you play with the f-stop value. So the f-stop will show something starting, let's say 0.1, I guess, or even less, 0.01. Yeah, you start to see the result here. Here you play with the distance as well. So 0.05 should be enough to have something blurry here and not blurry there. You can play with the distance and come back really until you find the right distance. The focus is now here and you can see that it's blurry here. And then after you just play with the size here, okay? So you can see now I have something that is blurry there, and focused there. So if I make a render of that, I will have really something photographic and really interesting to manage, okay? So I make F12, good. So yeah, I should put this over, but just to show that when it's finished, you will have the focus really on this part of the design and not on the rest. So can really be interesting to play with that, okay? And for example, if I want the focus on that, I just play with the distance, the right distance, until I have what I want, okay? And maybe into the side view, you can see you can have a better understanding on how it works. You can see the distance here, play with the distance, and now, or you take an object, like for example, that one, okay? So this one will be the right object. So you can focus on the object directly to say that you focus on this object, like that. And now look, everything will be sharp there and blurry there. So maybe the f-stop is a little too strong, by let's say 0.4 might be enough, okay? So now it's focused there and not there. So really interesting to play with the settings as well to add more interesting photographic look into your renders. So that's it for the camera options. Then you have little things that could be interesting as well, like for example the safe areas here for printing, but for 2D printing, not 3D printing. You have here, where is it, not the safe area, the background image report display. Here the passepartout option removes the outside of everything, so can be useful that as well, okay? And then after you have the sensor, the name not really important for that, so can be useful to play with the settings here. And that's it for the camera options. In the next video we will see how to make an animation, a turnaround 360 degrees.